In the studio with me is Brendon O'Connor from the US Studies Centre, and I guess what we're going to now see is a lot of people reacting to this news that Osama Bin Laden is dead, and this is something that may indeed unite both sides of politics in America.
Yes, I think there will be this sense that the Americans have achieved a major goal. This is a major day. But I think as people will step back from it, they'll say, well, did this unbalance American foreign policy? Did American foreign policy in some ways spend far too much time chasing this man in this rather small organisation, Al-Qaeda, when it should have been focusing on big other things, whether those be the global economy, the relationship with China? In some ways it has led to an unbalancing of resources going into this war on terror. If you were told in the late 1990s that the two most important countries to the United States would be Afghanistan and then Iraq, people might have thought, well, Iraq possibly, but Afghanistan, why is America going to spend enormous amounts of resources in that country? So I think from a longer view, or a view when people step back and analyse it, they might say, well, has this really been a somewhat of an exaggerated threat to the United States? And I think in the heat of the moment, this might sound a bit of a strange thing to say, but I think from a historical point of view, that question from a strategic point of view really needs to be asked. And a lot of people have been asking it in the United States in the last few years.
But there are also people who are saying, come on, one bloke and you can't find him? How can one guy elude the capture of all of the US intelligence and military resources and the resources of its allies? I mean, this was quite a hunt that went on almost a decade. Took it this long?
It was an embarrassment. It was an embarrassment when you've got satellites all over the world, where you've got bases all over the world, where you've seemingly got the cooperation of nearly all intelligence services around the world being telling the United States, we will help you find this man. So it was a sore, a wound that the United States, of course, wanted to deal with. That the CIA will feel very happy and feel that its prestige has probably gone up after a very difficult time for it. So undoubtedly there, but this of course is only one man, and as I say, it is a relatively small organisation compared to the Taliban. It is a small organisation. So I think it's easy to I suppose there will be a basking in achievement here, a degree of mission accomplished, but I think that won't last for very long.
No, but there'll be no banner this time. There'll be
there's too many sober things. No. And I mean, I mentioned before Gaddafi and Libya, two sort of figures the United States has built up as these great enemies of the United States. It's wanting to attack in a couple of days. Now, Gaddafi still is alive apparently, and that problem won't be easily solved, I wouldn't have thought, in Libya. Well,